What if Earth lost 1% of its oxygen every single second? How long until car engines fail and planes fall from the sky? And how many seconds until concrete buildings crumble into dust?
Welcome to If Hub, where we explore terrifying and mind-bending scenarios that could change our world forever.
In less than 30 seconds, humanity will be gasping for breath, and in 8 minutes, the entire planet will disintegrate into nothingness. During the first 10 seconds of oxygen loss, 90% of atmospheric oxygen remains. You might only feel a subtle breathlessness, as if suddenly hiking at high altitudes on Mount Everest. While the general public remains unaware, meteorologists and atmospheric scientists immediately spot horrifying readings on their monitors. By the time they attempt to warn governments, another 20 seconds tick away. At the 30-second mark, 26% of Earth's oxygen is gone, dropping atmospheric oxygen from 21% down to 16%. On the streets of New York, people begin hyperventilating and gasping for air. Factory workers lose physical coordination, and hospital patients suffering from cardiovascular conditions experience sudden, severe hypoxia as their hearts race to pump missing oxygen. Simultaneously, birds begin dropping out of the sky because their high-energy metabolism requires dense oxygen levels to overcome gravity. Internal combustion engines fail rapidly as the oxygen-to-fuel ratio drops below functional limit. Drivers step out of stalling cars on a choked highways, while campfires and fossil fuel-powered electric grids sputter and die. As oxygen drops further, jet engines in commercial airliners stall at high altitudes due to insufficient compressed oxygen for combustion. Oxygen masks drop in passenger cabins, and air traffic control centers receive desperate emergency calls before aircraft lose lift and plummet from the sky. World leaders receive emergency briefings while hooked up to dwindling oxygen tanks. Past the 1-minute mark, 50% of atmospheric oxygen has vanished, dropping concentrations to 11%. Human faces turn pale and lips turn blue as oxygen deprivation impairs brain function. People experience poor judgment, loss of motor control, and confusion. Sirens blare across streets filled with unconscious bodies and falling plane debris. As atmospheric pressure drops alongside oxygen levels, oceans begin degassing dissolved oxygen into the air, suffocating marine life and destroying aquatic ecosystems. High in the stratosphere, the ozone layer, composed of 3 bound oxygen atoms, rapidly breaks down, exposing the surface to severe ultraviolet solar radiation. By minute 2, 70% of Earth's oxygen is gone, leaving a mere 6% oxygen concentration. Humans and animals across the globe faint and collapse. Plankton die off, halting oxygen production, while fossil fuel power plants shut down completely. This marks the largest mass extinction event since the Precambrian era 550 million years ago. If every oxygen atom in molecular matter vanishes, the disaster turns physical. Because oxygen binds hydrogen to form water, oceans evaporate into pure hydrogen gas. Oxygen atoms in Earth's crust and concrete structures disappear, causing skyscrapers, bridges, and monuments to instantly disintegrate into silicon dust and loose carbon. By 8 minutes, 99% of atmospheric oxygen is gone. Since the human body is composed of 65% oxygen by mass, biological tissues lose molecular cohesion. Human bodies, animal cells, and plant structures dissolve into liquid sludge. Earth becomes an empty, lifeless rock composed of silicon and hydrogen. If oxygen only vanished from the atmosphere rather than molecular matter, buildings would remain intact, and anaerobic bacteria, which thrive without oxygen, would survive. Creatures like naked mole rats, surviving 18 minutes without oxygen, and cockroaches might endure the initial collapse, alongside facultative anaerobes like bristleworms. If oxygen levels restored at 1% per second after the drop, oxygen-tolerant survivors could trigger a second evolutionary cycle. Over millions of years, descendants of bristleworms or naked mole rats might evolve into complex, intelligent beings, a humans 2.0. reclaiming a desolate, post-collapse world. However, Earth's evolutionary window is limited. In 600 million years, the sun's luminosity will increase by 6%, stripping atmospheric carbon dioxide and killing all plant life. In 1 billion years, oceans will evaporate completely. Without oxygen or water, even resilient extremophiles will face final extinction before the sun expands to engulf the planet.